Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Boxer, the Technical Trader. It's Wednesday, the 20th of July, and these are the charts of the day. Some interesting stuff happening in the chart world. The amount of stocks we see moving here are quite profound, and we're going to look at them today. ADLR, Adolor, a drug manufacturer, had run up sharply from the mid-June lows around the $1.50 area up to about 275, and then backed off from this little wedge, and today popped 31 cents or 13%. Volume spurted up to the best in about a week and a half. Looks like this stock may be headed higher. I have a target about 3.5 short term. AERL, Asia Entertainment Resources, continues its strong move of late after the declining top line was broken. This little flag setup here occurred on low volume. The stock has moved steadily from 7.5 to 1035 in the last week. Nice move, and we're looking for higher levels. I'm looking for a 12.5 target on AERL short term. AXAS, Abraxas, Petroleum, one of our favorite junior oils, after breaking out here with a thrust, pulled back to form a nice little flag. Popped yesterday and today up another 11 cents. Not a big deal, but still trending forward and coming up to test resistance at around the 535 area. Top of the channel, as I projected, is around 6, and that'll be my short-term target. Hyperdynamics, big day yesterday, popping through, and I had a little bit of a fall through today. I wanted to show you that. I got up to 514, backed up to 504. Still up a couple percent today, but more importantly, the trend looks like it may want to try the test of the gap at around 540 short term, and with a secondary target around 6.75. Imperial Sugar continues to trend nicely and form a beautiful 5 or 6 day flag here after it broke out. I like the stock for higher levels, and top of the channel measures around 29.30. That'll be my secondary target with a short-term target around 27. Coffee Holdings, after the big run we had from the beginning of June to beginning of July, taking it from 7.5 up to nearly 31. The stock came down hard last week, but bounced, and then this week has been moving up a little bit. You can see how it had a kind of an inside quiet, narrow day today, only down a penny on the session, but the volume was the lowest in a couple weeks. It may be signaling a thrust here. If we can get this over 24.5, I'd look for a move up towards the 28.30 zone short term. Old friend Candy finally came alive. Now notice that the big 9-month down channel, which took it from 7.25 down to $1.68 or so at the low, spiked up, pulled back, and then broke out yesterday. Now they had a nice follow through day today, even though it dipped down early to 226, then ran to 294 before backing off. Still up 33 cents or 13.5% today. His volume was a strong 860,000 for the stock. There is some resistance around 320.25. That's my short-term target. Secondary target is up around 4.25. Kodiak Oil and Gas, another favorite of ours. You can see the volume thrusting in the last couple sessions as the stock moves up. Yesterday it gained 28 cents. Today another 21 cents as it continues to trend higher. Move across this level here. I'm looking for a quick test of these highs up in here around 7.5 short term. But if it continues to break out, top of the channel, intermediate target around 10 or so. NQ, which has a nice downward channel, has reversed, pulled back from the little head and shoulders. Notice that the thrust that took place the last 2 sessions today, breaking it out. We put out a swing trade on it. It backed off the close, but it did have a nice run of it, and at this point I'm looking for more upside potential up around 815.20. ONTY, very important 2-day move, which broke out of the apex of this coil yesterday. Today spiking up $1.36 or about 15.5% on 7.6 million shares. That's the biggest volume since this 1-day spike here in June. But it looks like a $12 short-term target is to be had, and that's what we'll set. QPSA monster session after announcing a merger today. The stock opened at 8 and ran up to $9.99 before settling in at $9.93. Just a few cents off the high, up 280 or 39% today. A monster volume for that stock of 5.7 million shares. That's the biggest volume that we can see here, going all the way back 5 years at least. So more upside may be had. I'm looking for, if this does follow through here, a quick move to about 11.5, followed by eventually a move up towards 14, my intermediate target. SINO was the star of the day today, exploding for 150%, opening at 178 and running eventually to 465. You can see how it exploded through resistance and kept going. And when a stock has that kind of a strong close, we normally see some more upside. I'm looking for a test of the $5 range tomorrow morning, and if it gets through that, maybe we can see 6, 6.25, 6.5. But it remains to be seen whether we get a follow through or not. Just wanted to show you today's action on it. VOG, Voyager Oil and Gas, had a big pop today, running up at one point to 395, but it did back off. However, up 40 cents or 12.5%, 3.25 million shares, breaking out of the head and shoulders bottoming pattern here and across the declining tops line and 50-day moving average. Right now, I look for a test at about the 4.5 area, followed by secondary move up around the 5.5, 5.75 zone. XPO, this little trucking stock, continues to do very well since the spurt in mid-June, taking it from about 2.25 up to nearly 4 here. Short-term target about 465. And finally today is ZAGG, Z-A-G-G, which continues to impress, up another 74 cents, moving to a new closing high. And at this point, my channel top around 17.75, 18, possibly as high as 20 on my two targets short term for ZAGG. That's it for tonight. Take it easy.